So young people should come up, and they should not only become followers, they have to be leaders. Swami Vivekananda said, your country needs heroes, be a hero. Swami Vivekananda had tremendous faith in our younger generation. And he knew that our young people only can solve the problems of India. He said, arise, awake, your country needs tremendous sacrifice. It is the young men who will do it. My hope lies in the younger generation, the modern generation. Out of them will come my workers. They will solve the problems of India like lions. So you see, Swami Vivekananda had tremendous faith in our younger generation. He said, out of them will come my workers, and they will solve all problems of India in every field. Therefore, this subject is very relevant for all of us. But then, to become a good leader, we have leaders, but we have to become a good leader. For that, we need somebody who will be our ideal, our mentor. And here I think Swami Vivekananda is a wonderful ideal for youth. If we have a particular person as our ideal, then certainly we can follow him, we can imitate him, we can get inspiration from him. Therefore, always it is better to have a ideal. Even Swami Vivekananda also said, if a person with an ideal makes 1,000 mistakes, a person without an ideal makes 50,000 mistakes. Therefore, it is better to have an ideal in life. So here we must have one ideal, our role model, so that we can get inspiration from that person and we can cultivate these qualities. Swami Vivekananda, as you all know and you have heard, his birthday is 12th January, is National Youth Day. He is a source of inspiration for our younger generation. So Vivekananda was a born leader, you can say. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna could recognize those qualities in Narendranath when he was young. Many young boys came to him. There were about 16 young disciples. But then Sri Ramakrishna recognized that Narendra alone has got this capacity of leadership. And he made him leader. He said, Narendra, you will have to look after these boys. It is your responsibility. And you see how Vivekananda could achieve success. It's not a joke to start as such an international organization. Now it is almost more than 100 years, 120 years, how the Ramakrishna Math and mission is running smoothly, because behind all these activities, there is a great leader. He could visualize, he could plan out wonderfully. And therefore, even today also, it is only expanding, it is only spreading. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna could recognize Narendra will be a leader. Henry Ford, he says beautifully, coming together is beginning. Living together is progress. And working together is success. A beautiful quotation he has given, Henry Ford. Coming together. Because if we have to work, if we have to achieve something great in life, we must have organization. A single man cannot do much. All his energy will go away. But when the 10 people of same minded, they come together, they can achieve great success. So in this age, particularly the Sangha Shakti, the power of organization, we see in everywhere. Women's organization, labor organization, everywhere you see workers' organization, everywhere there is a power of organization. When the people come together, they generate tremendous power, and then their voice alone can be heard. A single person, he may be very good, but alone he cannot do anything. So therefore, this Swami Vivekananda could recognize. When he was in America, one day he said, one of his devotees, or you can say the disciple, he said, I have failed in love. That lady said, Swamiji, please tell me, who is that fortunate lady who fell in love with her? Then Swami Vivekananda said, no, she is not a lady, but it is your power of organization. You see, when I came to India, the America, I have seen that how the America is growing and what is the secret of success behind that. Because you people can work together and achieve success, whereas in India it is not possible. So coming together is beginning and living together. Sri Ramakrishna's 16 monastic disciples were there. They were living together and they were of different temperaments coming from different family backgrounds. But how Vivekananda was able to handle them. So living together is also not a joke. In our family, hardly 5-6 people will live together, but always there will be frictions. We cannot adjust. When such a small family, we don't have proper understanding, and to have such a big organization. So Swami Vivekananda could handle them. Sometimes their parents will come, they will take them away, but Vivekananda will bring them back. He will motivate them, he will inspire them. So living together and working together. Because of the working together, 16 monastic disciples, they work hard. They started different centers in different places, even in America. And that's why today we see there are more than 200 centers all over the world. So working together, that is success. And Swami Vivekananda had all these wonderful qualities. Why he said that in India it is not possible? India it is very difficult working together because we are not accustomed. We are all scattered people. We do not know how to unite. Otherwise, how can British rule this such a big country? We were 30 crores and they may be hardly 2 or 3 crores. But how they could manage? Because they were united. They are a tremendous force and we all were scattered. Therefore, they easily could conquer us. So coming together, living together, working together, how it is important. Swamiji said in India, it is not possible because we cannot come together. And even if we come together, we cannot work together because we have certain weaknesses. In Swamiji, one of his quotation, he says, 3 things are necessary to make every man great, every nation great. First, conviction in the power of goodness, absence of jealousy and suspicion, and the third, helping them, those who are doing good work. Now, the Swami Vivekananda said, absence of jealousy and suspicion. And here we find we are jealous of each other. If somebody is making progress, we cannot see. Instead of helping him, congratulating him, supporting him, we try to pull him down. That is our weakness. And Swami Vivekananda said that is because of 1,000 years of slavery. We have developed this negative quality. We feel jealous of each other. And our own brother is progressing, our neighbor is progressing, we cannot see. We always try to put some problem or other for him or her. So this jealousy we have to give up. Jealousy and suspicion. Unless we give up these 2 negative qualities, we cannot work together. So jealousy and suspicion we have to give up to become a good leader. And then Swami Vivekananda says, conviction in the power of goodness. If we follow right things, if we are righteous, if we follow dharma, certainly we are going to achieve success. That conviction should be there. There should not be shortcuts. So that faith should be there. There are many good things. And if we follow them, if we practice them, certainly we will achieve success. May not be immediately, but certainly in future, in course of time, it may take time, but ultimately we are going to achieve success. That conviction should be there. Unless we have conviction, we cannot work hard. If we have gone always doubting whether it will be done or not, we cannot do anything. And then Swamiji says, helping them, those who are doing good work. There are many organizations, there are many good people. In their own way, they are trying to do good things. So we also should try to help them. We should also give them our helping hands. Otherwise, how can they work? How can they help people? They cannot do single-handed. So those who are doing some good things, we should always cooperate them, help them, motivate them to do good things. So because we don't have these qualities in India, today we are lacking good leaders. Leaders are there, but we want good leaders. And when there are good leaders, then certainly our future will be bright. There is nothing to worry. And that job has to be done by our younger generation, by our young people. They have to take up this responsibility. When they become leaders, then they can lead country in right direction. Otherwise, we know almost more than 60 years we got independence, but still we are only developing country. Why we are not able to develop like you can say America or Japan or England? We could not develop because here we could not create good leaders. Of course, because there was no education. Swami Vivekananda said, educate people. Let them get education. Let our girls get education. Education is the panacea for all our problems. So in India, there was illiteracy, and therefore we could not get right people for right jobs. So we had to suffer. But now education is spreading. People are getting education. We have intelligent people. But now we need some direction. So when we have right direction, then we can progress in right way. And there is a great leader, Swami Vivekananda, who is there ever ready to guide us. So when we take his guidance, he will certainly help us to progress. And when we progress, nation also will progress. You see, Satish ji became an IPS officer, and he was motivated by Swami Vivekananda's ideas. And now he is working as a police officer. And how he is doing wonderful way, because he has that feeling. So that he may be in that job, but he has feeling for the people. He is able to trust people. So that is what he told. So when we have such people, the right people in the right place, then certainly we can fulfill Swami Vivekananda's dream. Now we will try to discuss few qualities of a leader. Suppose if we want to become a leader, we should develop certain qualities. Otherwise, we cannot become good leaders. Leaders can be created, not that always they are born. If we develop certain qualities in our character, we also can become great leaders. So when we study the lives of people, we see how they were successful, how they could achieve success, because they had certain qualities. And today we are going to discuss what are the important qualities that we should have to become a good leader, wherever you may be, whatever field you are working, doesn't matter. Then if you have these qualities, certainly you will progress, you will achieve success. So the first quality, I must tell you, love in heart. Swami Vivekananda said, whenever there is conflict between heart and head, always follow the heart. That is the place of God. God speaks through the heart and you speak through intellect. So therefore, there should be love in our heart. And that love should expand. You see, when you have love, then you in family also, you will be a good leader. You will be a good householder. If you love everybody in family, there will be no conflict. There will be understanding. So first we have to start from that small unit. We must love everybody in our family. So let us start. Swami Vivekananda said, expansion is life, contraction is death. So when we have love in our heart, then in family also, if we love everybody. Swami Ranganath Sanjay Maharaj used to say, it is not mother-in-law or father-in-law, but the mother-in-love, father-in-love. So if we love our mother-in-law, father-in-law, then you see how nice that family will be. But for that we need little dedication, little sacrifice, spirit of service. If we are selfish, we cannot do that. Only I want myself and my husband and my children. I don't want anybody else in my family. That is not the right attitude. So that love should enter in our heart. Swami Vivekananda's example is there. He went to America to address Parliament of Religions. And in 11 September 1893, he created a history. He just uttered 4 words, sisters and brothers of America. And those words, just 4 words, directly enter in the hearts of the people sitting there, almost 7,000 people. They just got up and started clapping for 2 minutes. He did not know what happened. But then that 4 words, many people uttered, could not create any impact. But why Swami Vivekananda was able to create impact? Because behind those words, there was a love, there was a divine love. And they felt that here is our own brother has come to help us. Because of that love, he was able to conquer that parliament. Swami Vivekananda himself said, I became successful in America not because of my intellect, it is because of my heart. He has that loving heart. So in house, when we are there, we have to love family members. When you are in company, you have to love people there. You see, you have to be a leader there. Suppose you are a leader and 100 people are working under you. What should be your attitude? Because there are different types of people. But and particularly, you will find two mentalities. Usually, when we work in companies, two types of people are there. Some people, they work very hard. They are efficient, very intelligent, very bright, but they are straightforward. They will speak the truth, whether you like it or you don't like. And there are other kinds of people, other types of people, they don't work. They are very dull. They are inefficient, but they have a habit of flattering. And when they go on flattering, and if we are simply carried away by their words, we cannot do justice. Here, both will be there, both mentalities will be there. Even if somebody says something which is not very pleasant, but then we should find out the truth. Not only, most of the time what happens, those who are the flatterers, they get more attention. And we are always carried away by that flattering. And we give them right place. And those who are hard workings, we have differences with them. We try to drive them out. That is not the right attitude. Here the leader must be able to love each and every person. Swami Vivekananda says in beautiful quotation, he says, he never becomes a leader in whose love there is a consideration of high or low. Whose love knows no end and never stops to consider high or low, has the whole world lying at his feet. Impartial love, that is most important. There is no partiality. You are like a mother. When you are holding a certain position, you are like a mother. Now they say the servant attitude, servant leadership. You are a mother. Mother has 5 children and all are not equal. But then mother loves all the 5 children. Like that, 100 people are working under you. You must be able to recognize their capacities. Accordingly, you should divide work. Each and every person is fit for something else. Don't say that everybody is useless. Every person has got mission in his life. Only thing is, we must learn to recognize his potentials. When you recognize his potentials and you accordingly, if you allot work to him, he will do wonderful things which you cannot believe. But then the leader must have this capacity. At least little psychological knowledge he must have. He must know the people, 100 people, and they will have weaknesses also. It is not that everybody is perfect, but that we have to ignore those weaknesses. We have to glorify their good qualities. That is the way that you can encourage them. If you go on finding fault always, you are useless, you are good for nothing, they will become like that. Swami Vivekananda said the mother goes on telling her child, you fellow, you are useless, you are good for nothing, you will do nothing, you will achieve nothing in life. Their children will become like that. Because you are day and night hammering only negative things. But then learn to see some good things, even one good quality, and just go on appreciating that quality. Praise, appreciate. Then you will see how that person will grow. That habit, we say gunadarshi. We are only doshadarshi. We are expert in finding faults, but we cannot see there may be many good qualities. Sri Ramakrishna said, what is the difference between man and God? If a person has 99 bad qualities and only one good quality, God will see only that one good quality in a person and try to help him. Whereas person may be having 99 good qualities. If he has got only one bad quality, the man will see only that bad quality and always try to condemn and criticize that person. That is the difference between God and man. So here we must learn to see good things in people, in our colleagues, try to encourage them, try to encourage their good qualities, and you see, take them in confidence, and they will work wonders. You will see that whom you are thinking a dull person, because his field is different, you have put him in a wrong place. That is not his field. Try to see his mentality. Accordingly, you allow to work. Everybody is fit for something. It is not that he is good for nothing. So that is the way. So they first love your family members, then love your inmates when you are in company. Above all, you love country. Remember that you are the citizen of this India. When you are the citizen of this India, you have certain responsibilities. Whatever you may be doing, ultimately you have to think that by what we do, by doing our work in company or anywhere, how nation is going to be benefited by this, not at the cost of nation. I will make profit, but then by doing that, I will be harming my nation. I will go on doing all sorts of wrong things. I will try to save the taxes by doing all wrong malpractices. That is not the right thing. Whatever we will produce, it will be quality work. It will be a quality product, so that when it will be exported, India will get very good name. So we should produce a quality things. We will put all our energy. We will not try to steal the taxes. We will pay taxes, whatever is necessary. So accordingly, we must expand our consciousness. It is not confined to just like a house. Otherwise, we will become just like a criminals remaining in four walls of the jail. You have to break this, and then see that your company is your own. You should feel that it is your company. Company is paying you. You should have that loyalty. So when you have that, then slowly grow. That is not the only thing. Love your country. And beyond that, you have to expand, love the whole world. What our scripture says, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world is a one family. So when you treat whole world as a family, then all belongs to you. No one is stranger. Swami Vivekananda went to America. He said, I am not only for India, I am for the whole world. So you see, rather the America and Europe, they need more help than India. India has got some spirituality, but these people are badly needed this. The whole Western world is sitting on the volcano. Any moment it may go into pieces. So they need urgent help. And therefore, I must go there to help them. That was Swami Vivekananda's attitude. That's why he became an international leader, not only national leader, international spiritual leader. So he has given that spiritual knowledge to the whole world. And even today also, his ideas are working. Swami Vivekananda said, what I have given is enough for 1,000 years to inspire people. So he has given so much spiritual material which is sufficient for 1,000 years to come. Then the second quality, effective communication. A leader has love in his heart. That is very good. But then you have to deal with many people. Particularly when we are working in one company or somewhere as a leader. So they say the 5M, man, material, machine, then marketing. So all these things you have to look after. Different types of people will come. First you have to handle the men. That's the first most important. Then you have to get money. Where can you get money? So men, money, material, machine, marketing, all these things you have to manage. How Swami Vivekananda was able to do that? He wanted to start a Ramakrishna mission. And he found that in India, he was not able to collect funds for that. He said, I need men and money, but India is not able to give me. He had to go to America. He said, I am not going to America to give lectures. I am going to America so that I can get something. With that, I can help my countrymen. With that idea, Swamiji went to America. Because the first he created men. Though he was in America, continuously he was writing letters to his brother disciples, to his householder disciples in Madras, in Calcutta, and he was inspiring them, motivating them to start work. You see, he created men, 16 brother disciples, his own disciples. When he went to America and England, there he created people. In Thousand Island Park, about 16 disciples were there. He gave them sannyasa. Even we know the Miss Margaret Noble, Bhagini Nivedita. He was from England, or you can say the Irish lady, Ireland. So he motivated them. She could dedicate entire life for the service of India. So she became Bhagini Nivedita, Sister Nivedita, who dedicated her life for India. So Swamiji motivated many people in Europe and America. Many disciples there, Swamiji inspired, and they helped. They gave money. With that money, Swamiji purchased land in Belgaum and started Ramakrishna Math and Mission headquarters. In America, he started centers. So what a wonderful leader. And how he was able to manage? Only because of his power of oratory. His words has tremendous power. He could inspire people everywhere, whatever he spoke. That is the power. That's why they say the communication skill. We have to learn. We have to manage our inmates. We have to manage market people when you purchase the material. You have to manage your customers and so many people. So here your communication should be very effective. You should speak in such a way that nobody should be disturbed by your words. Don't unnecessarily create problems by your words. Don't use harsh language so that other will get hurt by your words. There is a beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam priya hitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapauchyate. It is called vangmayam tapas. It is a austerity of speech. It is a free gift of God. You don't have to pay anything. Why you should be harsh? Why you should unnecessarily create problem for others? Why you should insult? Why should you criticize others? It is not the right way of tongue, the speech. That is Mother Saraswati's place. So here, to become a good leader, first thing is we should have that power to inspire people. And your language should be such that nobody will get hurt, nobody will go away from you. Rather, people will come. Speak from the bottom of the heart. Have love behind your words. Then people can understand. Even mother may punish a child, but child knows the mother has love for that child. Therefore, even if necessary, you can punish. But then you should not harm others. When you harm others, that is not the right way. So here, effective communication. Whatever you speak, it should be pleasant, it should be truthful, and then it should be inspiring to people, and see that it is polite. By your words, nobody is hurt, so that you can conquer the hearts of people everywhere, wherever you go. That is what Swami Vivekananda did. His words had tremendous power. Whatever he spoke, wherever he went, he could inspire millions and millions of people. So this quality also is very essential for a leader. Not artificial, not only speaking from the throat, but then it should come from the heart. When your words will come from the heart, people will just follow you. You see, the entire nation followed Gandhiji because people had faith in his words. Whatever Gandhiji said, he will certainly do. He will not cheat us. So when people have confidence in you, faith in you, when your words have power, he said, Chodo Bharat, quit India. Quit India movement we know, and how the British had to leave the country. So that is the power of the words. So when we have such type of communication, when we develop that communication skill, then whether in a house or company or wherever you may be, government servant or anywhere, so you will make many friends. If you don't have control over your tongue, then your friends also will go away from you. Most of the time, because of our ego, we just go on hurting people. We don't bother others' ego. Our ego is so prominent. So that we say it is confidence, but that is not confidence. That is only egotism. When we hurt people. So this is very essential quality the leader must have. So Vivekananda had that quality. That's why he became a wonderful leader. Sri Ramakrishna had that quality. And leader should be there always to inspire. So Vivekananda could inspire people by his words. We know when Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was almost depressed when he saw the Kauravas army. He said, no, I cannot fight. it is not good to kill people. He was giving all sorts of advice to Lord Krishna. Actually, he was frightened when he saw the huge army and all their Dronacharya, Bhishmacharya, Krupacharya, all great people there. He thought, now I cannot do anything. But then there was a leader behind him. There was a mentor, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. He was the right person and he inspired him. What you are doing? You are a great warrior. It is your duty to fight. And you say you will not fight? Klaibyam masma gamapartha naitatvayu Shudram hridaya daurbalyam tyaktotistha parantapa. Arjuna, give up this weakness of heart. Get up and fight. You are a warrior. Why you are talking like this? It doesn't befit you. You are a Arya. So he inspired him. And then you know what happened. How could Arjuna achieve success in Mahabharata war? So this is the quality of leader. Leader should always be able to inspire people, those who are in depression. You should encourage them. You should remove their weaknesses. So this communication skill, that is effective communication. Then leader must have adjustment also. He has to adjust wherever he may be. When he has to work with so many people, little adjustment is necessary. Swamiji went to America. Everything was new. How difficult it was to manage there. Their culture is different, their language is different, their clothes are different, and climate is different. Such a cold country. Swamiji did not have enough warm clothes. And people, what type of people? Many times people will criticize him, they will try to harm him also. But then all those different situations, how Swami Vivekananda was able to manage? How many adjustments he had to make there? Otherwise, it was not possible. A single-handed, just imagine, a one man going from India, that also not enough money, not enough clothes, even not introduction letter, and he is going there and fighting with all different situations. But then within no time, he could learn how to adjust with people, with culture, with circumstances, with climate. He could make a lot of adjustment. And that is what he became a successful leader. Even regarding that also, Swamiji has given even beautiful quotation. Swamiji says, the difficulty is not in organization and making plans. The real test of the leader lies in holding widely different people together along the line of their common sympathies. A leader must accommodate 1,000 minds. So he has to accommodate 1,000 minds, a different type of people. And if he doesn't adjust himself, and if he go on complaining always, how can he become a good leader? Now, today you are here, tomorrow you may have to go to different place, different culture. But then wherever you go, many times when the Maharashtrian or the Bengalis, when they go to South India, they find their food is different, their customs are different, their traditions are different. They find it very difficult. But then we must learn how to adjust with situation. You just cannot grumbling for anything and everything. If you go on grumbling, oh, this is not good, that is not good, I cannot eat that, I cannot eat this, you cannot do like that. Then you will not be a good leader. You have to learn how to adjust with situation. And then ultimately you will get accustomed to those things. In the beginning you may find it difficult because everything is new. But then when you develop this habit to adjust with people, to adjust with situation, to adjust with food, to adjust with atmosphere, so slowly we can learn that. But then Swami Vivekananda could adjust. How many problems he had to face in America, but he was able to adjust. And why we are not able to adjust? A little problem, we didn't go on shouting and making so much fuss. After all, it is a small problem and we can easily overlook that. But no, I must have like this, this should go like this way only. That attitude is wrong. If that attitude is there, we will not become a good leaders. So here, adjustment. Swami Vivekananda also said that when you have to work with people, a leader must have that quality, that he should be able to adjust with everybody. Then another quality, decision making, the most important quality. So you have to take decision. You are a leader. And always you can't expect that somebody will come and guide you. You are holding a big position. You are a commander. You are in military. You are in army, and their situation you have to see. And in that situation, you have to take very quick decision. So quick decision, right decision, and right time, very important. Otherwise, the whole thing may collapse. One wrong decision can put entire nation into problem. A leader who has that power, if he is one wrong decision, will make all difference. If you take one right decision, then you will find certain things will happen and he will achieve success. But the one wrong decision will make his life hell. So decision making, when you are in the position where you have to take decisions, so you should be very intelligent. Your decision should be perfect. Whatever decision you take. See, there is one example of Hanumanji. We say Buddhimatam Varishtam. So when there was war between Meghnad, so Meghnad and Rama, because of the Indrajit's Naga Pasha, so Rama and Lakshmana both were tied down, and they were unconscious. All this Angad and all many people, great people, they came there, and they were only worried. Now what to do? Lakshmana and Rama is now in danger. They are lying there almost like dead. Nobody was able to think. That is the situation is happened. Now somebody should take some decision. How to save, how to make free them. But nobody could take decision. There was only one person, Hanuman, Mahavir. He was so intelligent, Buddhimatam Varishtam. Without wasting single minute, he took a decision. To remove the snakes, there is only one bird which can help me, and that is Garuda. Directly he went to Vaikuntha, requested Vishnu's Vahana Garuda to come and help. And he brought that Garuda down, and that Garuda was able to remove all snakes, and Rama and Lakshmana, they were saved. Now you see that situation where their lives was in danger, when nobody was able to take decision, that crucial time Mahavir took right decision and he could save the both lives. That is the quality of a leader. Leader should be able to take quick decision in right time. Otherwise, afterwards, what is the use? When Swami Vivekananda was in Bedrumat, there was a plague in Calcutta. Thousands of people were dying. Some people were going away, running away from Calcutta. And nobody was able to do anything that time. And government, British government was not much interested. Why should they bother about that? Swami Vivekananda took right decision. He said, we are here, we are sannyasis. We can live under a tree. Why we need all this land and buildings and all these things? Sell away this Belur and whatever money comes, let us go and help the people. Of course, there was no need. But then he told Nivedita, you go and organize. He told his disciple Swami Sadananda. So you help Nivedita. And both of them went to Calcutta and requested, appeal people to send money, donations. Money came and they organized great, huge relief work there. And many people were saved from this epidemic, plague epidemic. So that was the right time Vivekananda took right decision. That's why he could save thousands of lives. When there was the Parliament of Religion in America, Swamiji took decision, right decision, that if we want to spread our ideas, we must have international platform. In India, people will not be able to understand because there is no education. And who will understand Swamiji's ideas? And he said the empty stomach is not fit for religion. So people must have food. Teaching them religion is their insult. So India, I cannot achieve success. I must have to go to America. I should go to America. He took that right decision and he appeared in that Parliament of Religions. That's why the India's name and the name of the Sanatana Dharma, he could bring that glory to the India and the Hinduism because his right decision to appear in that Parliament of Religions. Right time, right decision he has taken, and that's why he could do tremendous work. After that, only 9 years he worked, but his mission was fulfilled. What he wanted to do, he could do that within short time of 9 years. He lived just for 39 years. But then what a tremendous work within such a short time he could do, because he has taken right decision. He knew that if we want to spread these ideas, you cannot spread single-handed. We must have organization. When Swamiji saw in America, their success was only organization. So he took that decision that in India also we must have such type of spiritual organization. Earlier Buddha had that Sangha, Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. So Swamiji also started organization, separate for women, for men. There is Sarada Math for women, the Ramakrishna Math for boys. So this Swami Vivekananda could do that because he has taken right decision. If you want to become a successful leader, you must learn this art of taking decision in right time. Even family also. When the children, when the boys or girls, when they have to study, they have to do something, they have to achieve their career. So they also should learn this. All the time only thinking, no setting of goal, because they are not able to take decision. Their mind is so confused. Whether I should do this or I should do this or I should do that. And somebody says, no, this is better. Some say, no, this is better. We are confused. So we are not able to decide what we want to do. That is not the right thing. You should not remain in that confusion state. You should take a quick decision. Otherwise, you will remain in confused state and your so many years will be simply wasted. So here the right time, right decision will help to each and every person. Whether you are a householder, whether you are a student, whether you are a leader, national leader, political leader, or spiritual leader. But then if you take right decision in right time, then you will see, you will always achieve success, because you have that foresight and foresight. You can see the future, and accordingly you can plan and you can take decision. You know that what is going to happen after 10 years. And then when you plan it and you study it with the available data, then if you take right decision, and you will see that you are achieving success. Your company is growing. So the leader must have that vision. He should be visionary. He should visualize what will happen after 10, 20, 30 years in future. And then he should take decision accordingly. So this leadership quality in leader, particularly for leader, this decision making capacity, very important. Then he should have ethical values also. A leader is there, very efficient, everything is there, but there is no values, there is no character. Then what is the use? He may be a good leader, very efficient and everything is there, but he has no character. He never maintained discipline. Anytime and every time coming and going, no discipline. He doesn't follow any routine in life. That is not the sign of a good leader. So he should have honesty, he should have loyalty, he should have truthfulness, he should have confidence. When he has all these qualities, that is called the values. There should be a value system. So values in business, in everywhere, in every field, we need these values. Today, we are seeing that the whole India is in crisis because this value system is totally collapsed. Nobody wants to bother about values. So they say within short time, how can we make more money? Within short time. And we apply all sorts of shortcut methods, wrong methods, cheating people, exploiting people. That is not the way. So here, Swami Vivekananda says, truth does not pay homage to any society, modern or ancient. Society has to pay homage to truth or perish. He has given a wonderful value of truth. Now, if you follow truth in whatever field you may be, you stick on to the truth, you will certainly succeed. People will believe in your words. They will say, this is a person, he keep up his words. There is one company in Hyderabad, Value Labs. They have taken this only one value, that is truthfulness, and they stick on to it. So that the director of that CEO of that organization, he read the Gospel of India, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna when he was in Chennai. And after reading that Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, there he found Sri Ramakrishna, and on every page he is stressing that in Kali Yuga you should practice truth. That is the only tapasya. And he decided that I must start my company based on this one great virtue. And he has taken up this motto, Satyam, Satyameva Jayate. And the name of that company also Value Lab, based on only one value, that is truthfulness. If I promise that I will give your software within 1 month. Within 1 month, I must complete that. Whatever may come, day and night we will work, but we will complete that job within time, 1 month time. That is their commitment. So when there is commitment, people will have faith in your words. That way, what you say, you do it. Not only simply you say, but you don't do anything. You have given words, keep up your words. Speak truth. Then be honest, be sincere, be loyal. When you have certain values, a leader must have certain values. That is the way to conquer the hearts of people. So here, this is another great quality of a leader. When you are holding a very big position, and if you don't have character, then you are not a human being at all. Swami Vivekananda said, we want character making education, character building education, nation building education. The character is the most important quality of a life. Not only leader, but everybody must have good character. That is the asset that only will help to solve the problems in life. A characterless man, he may earn money by shortcut methods, but then at the end you will find he will not be a great person in life. Nobody can become great by doing wrong things. Swami Vivekananda says, truth, purity, and unselfishness. Wherever these three things are there, there is no power in the world to crush the possessor thereof. A person, if he has got three qualities, truth, purity, and unselfishness, there is no power in the world to crush the possessor thereof. Nobody can do any harm to you. You will become great in every field only by cultivating these three qualities. And the most important is truthfulness. It is a great value, the great virtue. So here the leader must have this. Truth is God, Gandhiji said. Or Upanishad says, Satyameva Jayate. Ultimately, truth will succeed and not the untruth. So we have to stick on to that. We cannot compromise with truth because truth is not going to perish. If we compromise, we are going to perish by compromising with truth. So therefore, this is value system. We should have the ethical values. Then the next quality is responsibility. Leader should be a responsible person. We always fight for right. I should get that. This is my right. I must get this. I must get bonus and all these facilities I must get. Okay, you can get it. But then not only rights, but you should fulfill your responsibilities also. You are a responsible person. You cannot blame others. You cannot say these failures because of other people. Whether it is a success or it is a failure, you must take credit or debit both for yourself. You cannot just take good things and avoid bad things. When Abdul Kalam ji, in his last speech, when he was speaking in, I think, Shillong, so in his last speech, he has given one beautiful example. He said, I was a director of a mission, SLV-3 satellite. He was a director. He said, I was a director and under me, all the great scientists were working. We have made that SLV-3 ready to launch. And when the launching started, the count started, last minute, just there were hardly 30 seconds were left. Computer instruction came, don't launch, there is problem. But I was so confident. I told nothing happened, everything is perfect. I ignored that computer instructions. And then we have launched that SLV-3 in the orbit. But that within no time, instead of going to orbit, that SLV-3 went into Bay of Bengal and the crores of rupees were lost. He said, I was so depressed. I was not able to show my face because I was a director. My entire team was there. That time he said, ISRO chairman, Satishji Dhawan, he said, he came to me and he said, Kalam, why you are so much worried? Let us go, I will come with you. Let us go and address the press conference. And he said, he came with me. We went to address press conference and there Satish Dhawan, he spoke. He was the chairman. He said, this time we failed. But then my team is wonderful. They are a very efficient people. I have full confidence in them. But then something went wrong and this time we failed. But I have full confidence in my team. Next year, we will be able to do that. We will be able to achieve success. Certainly, I am promising you that we can achieve that because I have full confidence in my team. And he said he took that entire failure upon himself. That not only Abdul Kalam is responsible, we all are responsible. So, and then he said just after 1 year, we become successful. SLV-3 was launched and it went to orbit. We achieved that success. That time, Dhawanji told, now Kalam, you yourself go. I don't have to come. Because he wanted to give entire credit to me. When it was failure, he took that upon himself responsibility. But when there was success, he said, Kalam, you go and address the press conference. So he said that is a wonderful quality I learned from the Dhawanji, that how leaders should be. Whether it is a failure or success, he should not blame others. He should take entire responsibility on himself. That is what Swami Vivekananda said. We want responsible people, not always trying to avoid responsibilities, but should be ready. Take the whole responsibility on your own shoulder and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. Don't blame others. I failed in examination because my teacher was hopeless, because examination question paper was very difficult. Don't blame others. Say that I was not able to study properly. That's why I failed. Don't blame your parents or elders or teachers or examiners. Don't blame anybody, but blame yourself. Take the whole responsibility on your own shoulder and know that you are the creator of your own destiny. What you are, it is your past. What you want to become, if you do in present good things, your future will be bright. So you cannot say that it is my fate, what can I do, it was to happen. That is not the way. So you are responsible, whether it is a success or failure, whether it is a happiness or suffering, good or bad, it is you created the entire thing. You are responsible for the entire thing. So don't blame others because of your failures. Don't say because of others I could not succeed. That is the wrong attitude. So here the responsibility, that sense of responsibility. I am the responsible. That is a real person. You can say genuine person. He takes the responsibility in good and bad in everything. So that is another quality that leader must have. Responsibility. Then sacrifice. Swami Vivekananda says, दो जो शिरदार होता है वही सरदार हो सकता है. Leader should learn to sacrifice his life for the sake of others. He should not be selfish. When I was in Hyderabad, there was one collector in Karimnagar. His name was Devabrata Kanta. He was a collector. His wife Soumya Mishra was a police officer. So he was so friendly with his colleagues. When the car was purchased, he said, my colleagues should have this car first. I don't need, let them have. When the quarter was allotted to him, he said, no, I don't want to go to quarters. My friend should have that quarters. That means he has that feeling for others. Why should I get everything when my colleagues are deprived? Let them have first. I will be the last person. That should be the spirit. Leader should be always ready. Or military captain, he should be always in front. And he should say, come on, come on. If he say, march on, you go, I am there. He should not support from the behind. He should be always in the front to encourage people. So leader should be always in the front. His example others will follow. Yajyadacharati sreshta tattadeve tarojana. Sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. Whatever great people will do, others will only imitate. Others will only follow. Therefore, the leader must have this quality. So if he doesn't have this quality, so if he doesn't sacrifice, if he is always selfish, he cannot lead others. Vivekananda said, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. So here we have to feel for others. We have to identify with the sufferings of people. We should learn to identify with the others. That is the way. We should be ready to sacrifice. We should not be selfish. I will be the last person. My colleague should progress. So when you have this spirit, ready to sacrifice. You don't have any selfishness. You don't want everything for yourself. You want to share with others good things. Then you will be a good leader. Then humility. So leader should be always humble, because you have knowledge, you have so many degrees, you have MBA, this, that your knowledge should not increase your ego. You should not humiliate others. Hey, you are useless fellows, you cannot do anything. I am the only person I can manage. Because of me, this work was done. Don't do like that. So be humble. Listen to the people. When they come with their problem, don't have any prejudice in your mind. Don't have your mind occupied with all sorts of negative things. Don't be somebody has told you, brainwashed you that that person is bad. So don't have that prejudice mind that this fellow is bad. So when you have this quality, that you are humble, you have all qualities, you have a lot of learning, but at the same time you are very humble, ready to help anybody and everybody when they come to you for help. Even if they have any problem, you try to help them. Even if there are some failures, you are trying always to help them, how to overcome that. So unless you are humble, unless you listen to others, people will criticize, people will find fault with you, all sorts of things will come. But then you should digest everything, both failure and success. So when you are humble, when you listen to everybody, when you see that everybody has done justice, you are not doing injustice to anybody, and when your ego is under your control, when you don't want to show yourself only that I am the only person, so then you will be a servant of all. Then you will be able to inspire people, you will be able to motivate people. So therefore, be humble. This is a great quality, humility. You should be always humble, have everything, have all power, but because of that power, don't pamper your ego, don't be egoistic, but then be humble always. Always have the attitude that I am the servant of all. What can I do for you? Have that attitude. Then you will succeed. Then inspiration or initiative. Leaders should take initiative always. Then the followers will follow you. But anything new things you have to discover. You have to be a great thinker. You should be a very creative leader. You should find out new wonderful ideas. So there initiative you have to take. You must do first. And you should be inspiring personality. People coming, when they come to you, they should get tremendous confidence. They should not be discouraged. But coming in contact with you, their confidence also will grow. Not that because of your ego you are pushing them. No, you are encouraging them. No, I am great, you all are great, we all are great, we also can do. So here inspiration and initiative, that is another quality leader must have. And lastly, tremendous patience. You see, failures will come, success will come, everything will come. But then don't lose your patience. Sometimes you may not get success in short time. You may not achieve your target within 1 year or 5 years. It doesn't matter. Continue. If you have the tenacity and if you keep on doing, one day success is bound to come. But then you must have the tremendous infinite patience. So yes, we are willing to wait. It is not that it is only 1 year. Swami Vivekananda started this organization, but then he never thought that within short time, when he lived only for 39 years, that within 39 years the organization will grow. He knew that it has to work for 1,000 years. Others will do that. So therefore, tremendous patience leader must have. So when we have all these wonderful qualities, Swami Vivekananda had these qualities, that's why he became a great international spiritual leader. Even today also the people are following him because he had all these qualities. So when we have these wonderful qualities, then whichever field we may be working, certainly we will achieve success. And Swamiji wanted such type of leaders. You may say, this I have told you 10 qualities of a great leader. It is very difficult to remember. Therefore, you remember only one word. If you remember one word, all qualities will automatically follow. And that one word is leadership. LEADERSHIP. These are 10 words in leadership. So L stands for love. E, we have seen. So effective communication. A for adjustment. D for decision making. E for ethical values. R for responsibility. S for sacrifice. H for humility. I for inspiration and initiative, and P for patience, infinite patience. Remember this only one word, leadership, because in one word you have all the 10 qualities. And if you possess all the 10 qualities, I am sure you will be a successful, great successful leader. In whatever field you enter, you will have success because you have all these qualities which one leader should possess. So therefore, our time is over. I think more than 1 hour I spoke. If you have any question, you are most welcome to ask questions. But Swamiji expect that young people should take up responsibility. They become great leaders in every walk of life, so that you will achieve success in your life and our country also will develop. And that is what Swami Vivekananda wanted. He expected from you to solve the problems of country, and it can be done only by leaders. When we have right leaders, then automatically all our problems will be solved like a lions. That is what Swami Vivekananda said. So I will stop here, and I welcome questions from you.
Thank you.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Tassat.